Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be game number 2 between Poland and Netherlands. I hope you have seen the previous one, which of course if you have not, in the description there will be links to all of the games of this series. You're very welcome to check those out. This game is going to be between LiquidMaNa and Jona. It's a Protoss versus Zerg. Let's introduce our players quickly. LiquidMaNa, you've seen him in the previous game, Team Liquid, and he's from Poland. And Jona, who is our Zerg player here on the top left hand side, he is representing mCon and the Netherlands. Now just a quick reminder, our question of the series is what is your favorite race and why? And if you want to expand on it, you can of course say why you think, or sorry, has that been always the case? So for example, for me, I've only played Zerg in this expansion. Up until now I've played mostly Protoss and a little bit of Terran as well, but never Zerg really. So if you want to leave that comment below, very much appreciated. I will remind you again at the end of the video. Sorry about that if you don't like it, but I just thought I'd try it out, see how it works out for my series. So it looks like we do have an early pool coming out here for Jona. This, by the way, was a 14 pool if I remember right. So gonna potentially see a bit of Zergling aggression here. This map, of course, one map that is very, very popular for early engages, simply because of the fact that it's such a short distance in the middle, and there's also, you know, quite a big choke here on the actual expansion, so a little bit difficult to defend. So let's have a quick look here now. At this point, LiquidMaNa is going to be aware exactly what's going on. He's seeing, okay, there's no expansion. There was no expansion on the gold until now as well. Had he actually spotted it? No, he didn't spot it. So that means he's definitely going to be thinking, okay, this is going to be some sort of Zergling all in now. So he's going to have to be very careful. But at the same time, he might overcompensate for this now because of what he's seeing. So he sees that there was a bunch of Zerglings running by, but he did not see an expansion actually up until now. So he is aware that this aggression is pretty much everything that's going on at the beginning. A bit of Zergling aggression, and then at that point Jona's deciding to go pretty much standard and just, you know, continue on with the normal you know, building. So let's see, this Nexus quickly getting worn down here. Question is going to be whether he can actually get it down or not. So there's going to be one Zealot, a few probes pulled off here as well. I'm wondering, is he going to, yeah, he is indeed going to attack these Zerglings with it. So the probes are just there to absorb damage so that the Zealot doesn't completely get surrounded here. Honestly, I think that he will be able to hold it off. I don't have any doubt that he will be able to hold off and defend this Nexus. Now just to note, it does look like Jona has decided to go for a double gold expansion. That is absolutely ridiculously risky. But at the same time, he's forcing a lot of probes to be taken off the lines here for LiquidMaNa. Ooh. That is actually an interesting block right there. I really like that, what he's done here. It essentially gives you a double block ability here. There we go. One Zealot now getting taken out. These Zerglings gonna walk on away. And potentially gonna snipe off another one. Oh, don't get surrounded. No, he gets surrounded. He's actually attacking different ones every time, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not managing to kill off any of those. Could have potentially gotten away if he did. But as I was saying, this block, to actually get in here, you have to go like a path like this, which gives you one choke here and one choke here. Now if you have two Zealots blocking that against a bunch of Zerglings, good bloody luck trying to break through that. There's absolutely no way. It would be ridiculously difficult to actually get through that with just Zerglings. So this base is already fully saturated. This base is going to quickly get saturated as well. Looks like a spine crawler has been put down here. A little bit of aggression here from Mana as well. And let's see how this one breaks out. I think that if Mana manages to break the mineral lines here, or just basically damage them enough, it will be very heavily favoring in his side. But if he's not able to, then at that point the Zerg player is going to absolutely run rampant against this. Now he did actually cancel that psionic transfer after taking just 2 drones. Let's see what's going to go on here. Looks like there's a spine crawler here, so that'll definitely be able to hold off against this. And he actually cancelled that psionic transfer. That's interesting. And one of these is going to get taken out. That's a bit unfortunate. And how much damage has been done here? Looks like 9 Zerglings and 2 drones. Honestly, is it worth it? I would argue that it possibly is. Sorry, that was 2 drones and 10 Zerglings. So I would argue that definitely it's a bit questionable. I mean, it's mining time lost, but at the same time, these adepts do cost quite a lot. Main thing here right now is the fact that he's managed to basically destroy any aggression from Jona. But the way I see it right now, if Mana cannot get up this third base and secure it, as well as that, build up a nice defensive force, he will be in a lot of trouble. Now this Zergling has been allowed to scout this out, actually just a few more here, so that is a bit unfortunate. But let's see how this goes on. Looks like the sentry's getting attacked, they're not actually going to get destroyed. So just a few scouting Zerglings, going to be able to see that this expansion, of course, at this point, fully up. We have a robotics facility about to complete as well. And a photon cannon going to potentially be used for a bit of defenses. Now there we go, 4 drones have now been taken up by these 4 adepts. That's actually quite interesting. Oh wow, that could be the next best thing. I've just noticed that adepts can two-shot larva. Now larva is something that it's something I don't remember who else it was that was doing this. I think it was Neuro, who did this kind of style. He used Ravagers to corrosive bile onto eggs that were being made. So units that are already being produced by the Zerg player. So Zerg versus Zerg, obviously. Now in this one, I just saw that Mana two-shotted a larva. Now if you think about it, Zerg players, one of their most important thing is production capability. And to have production capability, you need 1 larva and 2 queens to produce more larvae. So I wonder, is this going to ever be used by pro players? Is this something that Mana is going to take on board and continue on in his adventures? Because think of it, you've got the ability to destroy larvae so damn easily. I mean, it's 2 shots. They're a bit easier to get to than drones. So you could potentially deny the ability to create any units for quite some time. So I wonder, that would be very, very interesting to see if that eventually picks on up. Now this is actually starting to look very scary now. Jona has a twice the supply limit of mana right now. So Mana's going to really, really need to build up his economy. Or his army forces. So it looks like we've got a bunch of Ravagers, we have a few Roaches, and a lot of Zerglings actually as well. So let's see what's going to go on here. Looking at supply count, he's still over double the supply of mana. So if he decides to push out now, he could very well end this game. If he's very careful, of course. But Mana deciding to counterattack here with his adepts. Is he going to get anything taken down? I don't think that attacking the Queen is a very good idea. And I don't think that attacking altogether is a very good idea right now. He's got such a huge Zerg force running against him. And as I said at the start of this game, it's all about whether you manage to get to destroy the Zerg economy at the start. Once you got 2 gold bases, it's such a dangerous thing, and timing pushes can be extremely deadly with a bunch of Ravagers like this. So a fairly nice surround here going off for the Zerg, but at the same time, he's got so many force fields preventing him from grouping up. There is a disruptor on the field here, as you can see, a second one also being made, so this could potentially ward this off. All it takes is one nice Purification Nova right in the middle of those Ravagers, and they could absolutely wreck that army. Overcharge has been gone down. Now there's production capability starting to get destroyed here for Mana. He's definitely going to want to reinforce this a little bit inside his base. Does have level 2 attacks on the way. Also Purification Nova misses on this occasion. Has a second one available to use in just a few seconds. The lair is also being produced for Jona, so he's thinking potentially taking out of this. Maybe lurkers, maybe infestors. He is getting pathogen glands, so very well could see some infestor play very shortly. Now that is quite a huge Zergling army. If he decides to run this into the base, you could very well get in there if the units are distracted. 3rd disruptor also on the field. And let's see what's going to go on here. So it looks like a few more cannons just being thrown down, just to defend. Well, 1 actually. And Jona has decided to back off. Now, honestly, I personally think that's not the best of choice for him. Of course, he is a bit wary about the fact that there is a big Protoss army here. The way I see it, he's actually currently trying to bait away the Protoss army so he can run those Zerglings in. But that is, of course, my guess, and a guess only. Another disruptor has been complete. Looks like we have a what is it called? Templar Archives on the way as well. And double Stargate. Where are those Stargates? Right inside the natural base here. So that is definitely interesting, considering there's only ground units, and you know the only anti-air that he really has is Ravagers. Oh, he's actually missed that. That's interesting. This one's actually destroyed, so there we go. Warp Prism has been taken out. And looks like Mana is interested in engaging with his own attack force. Now personally, I think that if he moves out with just this, he is absolutely toast. If he gets surrounded by a bunch of Zerglings, which he very well could, he's got a bunch of Zerglings here. He could use his main army to engage them from the front, and then those Zerglings to engage them from the back. And if he does that, there will be absolutely no retreat at that point. So as you can see, Jona very active with Zerglings. There they go, running on into the base. Is he going to manage to get in here? Oh, this is going to be huge. He runs straight into the base and into the main as well. Only a few Stalkers here to defend. Is he going to surround them? Yes, he sends some to distract the Stalkers, while at the same time running a few into the... Actually, Templar's Archive looks like he's interested in taking it out. Not deciding to go for the economy too much. He did destroy a few probes here on the natural, but this base here, just losing the Templar Archives is actually quite important. Zerg is very susceptible to attack from Archons. They're very good against light units, which is pretty much the majority of Zerg armies, and it's very well played here, I have to say. Now just to note, there was a Hive research in the background there, and Ultras are on the way. Chitinous plating and level 2 armor also on the way, so definitely thinking about doing a huge tech push here. Now these Zerglings are probably toast inside this little corner. I don't think they're going to be able to get out of it. And let's see, there we go, the Ultras on the way. Oh my god, this could be deadly if he waits until that chitinous plating to be completed. Actually streaming his units straight into that mineral line. That's a bit interesting to me. Doesn't actually focus any of the drones, just running straight on out. There we go, it does look like we have the Archon now completed at this point. And as you can see, that is of course because he did manage to get a few High Templars out. So the Psionic Storms have been denied, which is quite important. And he's got no ability to create High Templars right now. Observer is out over here, just seeing what's going on. He is of course aware of this expansion. And there we go, deciding to go off against this engage here. Now, how this is going to turn out, I honestly don't know. There is 5 Ultralisks in this base now. Look at this, a running in here with the Lings, of course, taking out a bunch of probes. And look at that number on the left-hand side, just stacking up ridiculously. That is so many probes. Oh my god, you know what, this is just not worth looking at right now. This army is just not worth looking at. Look at this, a bunch of Zerglings here doing a huge amount of economic damage, and 22 probes have been taken out at this point. Bit of a drop here from Zealots as well, not doing a whole lot of damage. These Zerglings finally getting cleaned up, and I think I actually was looking at that army a little bit too long. For some reason I was thinking that the Zerg was attacking that hatchery, which of course is not the case. Now if you notice, there's actually a bunch of Corruptors out on the field as well. That is a total of 7. Is he going to turn those into Broodlords? Do we have... Yes, he is indeed. Look at that. Broodlords coming out just as I call it. It looks like our Protoss player is interested in getting a few Immortals out. Now, the reason for that is probably because of the Ultralisks, but at the same time, think about it. Ultralisks and Broodlords, this is one of the hardest things for Protoss to break, simply because every time you auto-attack with... Oh my god, look at another Zergling run by. Managing to surround one of these Immortals, getting it taken out. Second one is going to be safe, but these Zerglings running on in here, not going to be able to get in here. One Zealot preventing the run-in. Well, they could probably kill him off if they do attack him, but it doesn't look like they're quite interested in that. Come on, Zerglings, start attacking him already. And there we go, finally killing him, but at this point there's almost no Zerglings remaining on that. As I was saying, Protoss has such a difficult time breaking through Broodlords and Ultras, simply because of the fact of how difficult they are to kill. They're in the back, they've got a bunch of these Broodlings attacking, and if you of course attack move with any unit, it's going to focus these Broodlings, which are so expendable. They're constantly being made, they're free, and they are also of course damaging you. Oh wow, that Purification Nova was actually nice, hitting, looks like a Ravager and the Ultralisk as well. Another 2 Purification Novas onto those Ultras. One more will actually take those out, so they're all a little bit dwindled down. One getting taken out for free here. Broodlords starting to do a bit of damage. Stalkers blinking in very aggressively, trying to take those out with them as well. I think they're in a terrible position right now, gonna get taken out. Fungal Growth's being thrown down as well, and there we go. I think that this is going to be heavily favoring Jona right now. LiquidMaNa, is he going to get thrown out of this tournament right now, or this best of 7 at least? I do honestly think that this could be the very end of him right now. Looks like the Corruptors will be able to take care of these Void Rays. Just a few of them remaining, but it should be enough. And Broodlords doing so much damage right now, just breaking buildings left and right. There's no more Ultralisks remaining here at the moment. Are there more reinforcing? Doesn't look like there's any more reinforcing right now, but these are the last remaining units for Mana. If the continued reinforcements from Jona is going to continue, that will very, very well spell GG. And there we go, finally calling that GG. Jona taking game number 2 between Netherlands and Poland, tying up the series at 1 apiece. Okay, so looks like LiquidMaNa has now been defeated. Next game is actually going to be between Jona and Nurtio, so hope you're excited to see that. I'm a huge fan of Nurtio, so definitely going to be looking forward to casting that one in just a few minutes. So a quick reminder about our question of the series as well. What is your favorite Starcraft 2 race and why? And of course leave your comments down below for that. I'll see you guys in game number 3. Good luck, take care, bye bye.